Hey guys, welcome to the anime podcast Anime Rewind, where we revisit anime from our childhood and try to see if they hold up today or if they should just remain a good memory. My name is Shang.
And I'm Luffy.
And I'm Mio BB.
That's redonkulous.
Oh no! Why would you bring that up? Did you hear that? Did you hear that clip, Shang?
No.
Oh no.
Redonkulous?
Send it to me.
I said that in the last podcast, and you just like singled out my audio file and then made it into a small MP3 file. Yeah. So.
I love it.
Do I have it on my computer? Oh, I have the Titanic theme song in here.
Oh no, what happened to this podcast? We used to be kinda not really professional.
Hey, did you guys know that spiders and centipedes are not the same thing?
What are you talking about? They have like crazy amount of legs, no? They look kind of crazy.
So apparently, no, centipedes have like 100 legs, right? I actually don't know.
It's the same.
Is it about 100 legs?
Is it 100 legs?
Time to Google.
I've seen Human Centipede, and there's not that many legs in Human Centipede, so who knows?
Why would you bring that up in a podcast?
What do you mean? It's the only centipede I could think of.
You couldn't think of actual real life centipedes. You just had to think of the human centipede.
I was like, when was the last time I saw a centipede? Dude. And it was the movie. It wasn't the podcast.
When was the last time you watched the Human Centipede?
Probably like 6 years ago.
So you haven't seen a real life centipede between
And it was a trailer.
So you haven't actually watched the movie?
No, I haven't. Isn't there like 4 of them?
Something like that.
Oh man! All right. We're starting a brand new podcast. It's called Centipede Rewatch, where every year we're gonna watch Human Centipede on Christmas Day and make a podcast about it.
Oh, thank God it's only Christmas Day, because I can only handle it once.
Oh my God! If you had to watch it weekly, 52 times a year, I want to die.
That's what one of the characters says, actually.
The thing about that is that every year on Christmas I'm surrounded by family, so I feel like my family would mind if I had the Human Centipede playing when I'm surrounded by children.
Oh, they don't mind. That's fantastic.
No, I feel they would mind.
Hey, Papa, can I use the TV really quick? Oh, sure. What are you watching? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
What is that?
Why are they connecting mouths to butts? Oh, no.
Why would I say it like Papa, though?
Papa. That's not what you call your dad? Papa.
Papa.
Oh, no.
Almost spilled out my drink. Oh, my God.
Oh, no. The kids will, like, go to school after winter break and like, hey, let's play a game. Can we play Human Centipede? Oh no.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be like, so what did you guys do for fun or find interesting during your winter break? Oh, we watched Human Centipede. Oh no. Someone called parental whatever it's called. Child
Protective Services?
There you go.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Okay, so we talked a lot about centipedes. Now let's talk about spiders and why I thought that episode 1 had a naked spider lady and not a naked centipede lady. Well, spiders have 8 legs, and I don't know why, but it just seemed natural when we talked about it.
Yeah, whenever she popped up and...
Go ahead.
I was saying, yeah, when she originally popped up, it's like, oh, she has a couple legs. It's a spider. Oh, yeah, wait, there's like, more legs.
Oh my God,
it's longer. Oh, wait a minute, hold on.
Wait a minute. That doesn't look like a spider.
There's something really wrong here. What's going on?
I feel like your memory kind of distracted you. Something else was distracting you from noticing the legs.
Her beautiful 6 arms. You mean?
Her beautiful smile. I don't see what you're getting at.
You know, there are actually a few things that when I saw the centipede lady, I was like, oh, I completely forgot it. Like the fact that her arms tear off like paper.
Yeah.
It's just like, there goes one arm.
There it goes.
There goes one arm. There goes another.
There goes them all.
Oh no.
during the part whenever she actually gets the Shikon jewel from Kagome, I forgot completely that she transforms.
Oh, that her skin just like falls off?
Yeah, it just like peels off.
Oh my god, I made a joke about that when we watched it together. I was like, wait, who gets her skin or something? I forgot what I said.
Oh no, the equip.
Yeah, the equip. Yeah, who gets to wear her skin?
Oh no.
Oh no.
No.
I forgot about that joke.
You get +2 proficiency to talking to spiders with that equip.
Spiders.
You're not a spider.
I mean, centipedes.
She's
Oh
not
my
a
god!
spider. Wait.
It still hasn't changed in my head. She's still a spider lady.
Oh, you're so insexist.
Oh, I am a racist.
Insexist? Oh no, Shang! Why would you make that joke?
Shang, do you realize what you said?
What do you mean?
It sounds a lot like incestus.
What?
What?
Oh no.
Incestus? What does incestus mean?
Incest? I don't know. I guess you're racist against incest.
You're peeking my mic.
I'm gonna retire from this podcast.
He said insectus, not incestus.
But it sounded like incestus to me.
I like how you were more offended by the fact that he sounds like he's sexist towards
Sexist towards insects.
incest, and he is sexist towards insects. I like how you paid attention to that. I enjoy that fact that you noticed that.
Let's not worry about it, guys. We watched 7 episodes of InuYasha this past week.
And I tell you what, I want more. I want more episodes.
Oh
Me
man,
too.
I really did want more. So that's why this week we're gonna watch more before the next episode. Who wants to give me a recap? Someone give me like a good recap of what happened. Like how does the anime start? Wasn't it like it's like Kagome's on a bike. It's like, hey, my name's Kagome Higurashi. I'm a middle school student.
Really? I remember the beginning
She
of...
isn't on a bike. What are you talking about?
I
What is
say,
this
I remember
memory?
InuYasha like busting out
Yeah.
with the Shikon jewel and then gets pinned down.
All right, look. Okay, never let me recap the plot because I obviously don't remember anything correctly.
I was about to say, hold on, I don't remember that.
I made my own anime. My name's Kagome.
It's just your normal sitcom, like Friends or something. My name's InuYasha. I'm gonna get pinned to a tree in a second.
Hey guys.
I'm Kagome. I'm about to die. No, not Kagome. I'm Kiki. I'm about to die.
It's like when InuYasha sees Kagome. How you doing?
Oh no.
Oh no, you just had to make that joke, didn't you?
How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
You're so good at that.
We're never gonna get the plot. What happened?
Because now this is InuYasha Friends, okay?
Oh, InuYasha and friends.
I will learn how to do Vegas Pro just to make like the same scenes like Friends, but with InuYasha characters with the Friends music.
What I imagined more was like you take a still picture of InuYasha, crop it, and you just stick it on Ross's head and track it.
Oh no!
Do it for all the Friends characters.
Yeah,
It'll just be
dude,
InuYasha for all the characters.
Oh no!
Everyone's InuYasha.
All right.
Except for
Okay,
Jaken. Include Jaken.
Oh,
He deserves to be included.
That's true, Jaken.
My lord.
My
My lord.
All right. Do we really have a plot? Okay, I got it. Since you guys got me back on track, I can do this. Long time ago. Actually, okay. So the scene opens with I believe the scene begins with InuYasha busting out of something, and he's like, hey. And then he grabs the Shikon jewel. He's like, finally, I can become full demon. And then Kikyo pins him to a tree, and he's like, Kikyo. And then he falls asleep. And then Kikyo burns herself. And then we get the beautiful scene where Kagome's riding a bike. Hi, my name's Kagome Higurashi. I'm a middle school student. And then she
I
gets
don't-
pulled into a well. I don't
Wait,
I
think that
don't
actually
think
happened.
she
Hold on.
rides a bike.
Then what does she do?
We get the amazing intro of Buyo the cat.
There you go.
Was Buyo in
Yeah.
episode 1?
Yeah, Buyo's in episode 1. He gets to eat an imp foot.
Oh, yes, the imp foot. That's right.
Yeah, and we also get story of the Shikon Jewel included in there
Oh,
too.
yes, I zoned out during that lore.
Oh no. It's so important.
Snooze.
Resident sleeper.
Okay, but eventually I believe she's like getting ready to go to school, right? And then like she finds her younger brother Soda standing over the
Soda?
well.
Soda.
Soda.
Pop. Wait.
Soda.
Oh,
Pop.
no. His name is now Soda now. What kind of
His name is
soda?
just
He's
Soda.
soda, man.
He's
So
Soda.
pop.
He's Soda.
Soda. Soda.
I really like the voice actor for Soda, actually.
It's actually not bad.
Alright, continue with the story, sorry.
Oh. Anyway, so a centipede comes out of the well, grabs InuYasha, and that's when the story really begins. Did I say grabs InuYasha?
You did,
Yes,
actually.
yes.
I didn't even notice that.
A centipede comes out of the well and grabs Kagome and pulls her into the feudal era, and that's where the story begins. And so she wakes up at the bottom of Bone Eater's well, and she's trying to find her way home, which, okay, made no sense to me because her well in her time was in a shrine, and the well in the feudal era is just in the middle of the forest, right? Like, does Kagome just not realize that her shrine is no longer there? So I could still get home.
Yeah, like right when she lands, she looks up and she can see the sky and trees.
It happens, you know. The shrines are convertible, you know.
She was okay with it.
A convertible shrine, yeah, mobile shrine. I want to point out one thing, that Buyo totally debated Kagome to that well, by the way.
Yeah, Buyo did. Wow,
Yeah.
Buyo.
Oh yeah, because
Wow,
they're looking
Buyo.
for the cat. That's right.
Yeah. Wow, Buyo.
Wow, Buyo.
She gave you a water in foot and everything, Buyo. How could you?
Kagome will remember that.
Oh no, what is this? Is it Tales? Tales of InuYasha?
Tales of
Whoa,
InuYasha.
Telltale Games presents InuYasha.
A Tales game.
Alright, so let's, I guess we could speed up the plot or before I take like 15 minutes to explain it. But she meets InuYasha, gets captured, Centipede shows up, starts attacking the city, Kagome starts running away, runs to the tree, InuYasha wakes up, and like, hey girl, let me free. And she's like, yes! And then she lets him
Yes!
free, and then InuYasha busts up the centipede, who's like, yeah, I'm strong because I swallowed a jawbreaker. And then,
This is
And then-
hilarious. I love this.
And then InuYasha is like, hey girl, give me that jawbreaker. And she's like, no! And then she starts
Oh,
to...
he's not the hero? What?
And then Kagome's like,
no.
he's not the hero of the series, but it's called InuYasha. It broke the fourth wall there.
Yeah, right. Fourth, bro. It's like Deadpool all of a sudden.
Eventually, there's this nice old lady named Kaede. She pulls out some beads that she just happens to be holding on to. I forgot what they're called.
And
to be
gives
honest.
InuYasha a pretty necklace.
Yeah, it gives
you know?
InuYasha a
Yo.
pretty
Yeah.
necklace.
Kaede was like, yo man, your outfit like totally needs a touch up. I got you, boo.
It's 50 years later. Times have changed.
Times have changed. You gotta get in fashion like me. I mean, look at my eye patch and my scoliosis I got going on.
Look at me. Look at you. Look at me again. This should be you.
Make him wait for it. Boom.
So then InuYasha ends up with this necklace around him that allows him to be controlled by one single word of subjugation. Now, subjugation is a very big word for an 11-year-old to take in. But now that I'm older, I know what subjugation means.
Okay, for some reason I thought you were gonna
Oh.
say Kagome's 11.
I'll
I was
show
really
you.
confused.
I'll
Oh.
show you what subjugation means.
Oh, no,
Oh,
please.
no. This is
Please.
now rated A.
Oh, I need an adult help.
I'm an adult.
Hey.
Oh, no. Then, so that's when we get our first scene where Kagome is like, sit boy, and InuYasha's like, huh! And he falls, and then that's one of the ongoing themes throughout the series. Then we fast forward some more. The shard gets stolen again. Well, not the shard. the jewel gets stolen again, and then Kagome shatters it because she's pro like that. And then that's when the story truly begins.
I will say, though, the idea of putting the crow's foot onto the arrow and shooting at the crow is genius.
I know, right? Because she knew she was gonna suck.
She just knew it. She knows who she is. We should
That's
commend her
right.
for that, yeah. She knows she sucks. When I was a kid and I first saw the claw and the arrow thing, I was like, oh my god, that's so smart.
Then did you try it also?
Give me that crow's feet.
You mean like pose
Oh,
or something?
no.
Oh no.
Leave that crow
Oh,
alone.
no.
I'm Kagome!
Oh, this is a horrible
not
imagination
gonna-
going to my mind.
I'm
Oh,
not gonna
no.
live down the fact that I pose as InuYasha now, aren't I?
No, but now you're
No.
Kagome too.
Now I'm
There you
Kagome,
go.
yeah.
with the phrase "I'm Kagome."
Ah, yes.
Okay, so the jewel shatters, and after the jewel shatters, the very first demon that we encounter is Yura of the demon hair, and she's the first kind of person first person that starts chasing after the shard instead of the jewel. And I don't know if you guys watched the dub or the sub. I'm gonna assume we all watched the dub, but her voice actor starts out okay, and then she appears in episode 3. In episode 4, she goes full Southern. She is like, "How dare you touch a lady? Like how dare you touch a lady? My name's Yura."
I really like the voice actor in the first episode where she appears. Like, she sounds so promiscuous. Like, that's how her character's supposed to be. She's supposed to be a promiscuous character. And then I noticed the southern accent after you pointed it out, and I couldn't take her seriously after that.
It's like, yeah, after that video you showed me, it's like, yeah, I don't really hear it. Up to a certain point where she got, like, real mad that there's a hole in her chest and apparently InuYasha stole the jewel. It's like, oh, I can't believe you. And then she says one word that no one ever says except somebody from the South. I'm like, oh no.
Oh, no.
My boy Luffy's right, she is Southern.
So my favorite part about those 2 episodes with Yura of the Demon Hair is that after she dies, her body disappears but her clothes stays. And this ongoing joke just began about how Kagome should collect everyone's clothes and equip it to be stronger later on in the series. Like it's some sort of RPG.
I was gonna say, are you telling me this isn't an RPG? Come on.
Like, she's gonna gain them stats.
I know, +2 to sexiness
+2
and
to
Southern
sexiness.
hospitality.
Oh,
And
no.
so the next arc gets started. I think this is where I start to get really excited. It introduces InuYasha's older brothers to Shomaru, who sounds like an absolute man in the dub, if I must say so
Oh.
myself.
The way you said that with a southern accent right there. If I must say so myself.
Oh no, who's happening?
So in the sub, he sounds really, older, more arrogant, whatnot. But in the dub, probably because of
Whoa.
nostalgia. But it's
My
like, oof,
ovaries.
this is, oof,
Oh, my uterus.
man.
Ooh. Ooh la la.
Yeah, please tell us about your impressions, Mio.
Of Sushomaru?
Of Shomaru.
Okay, well, as a kid, Sushomaru was always like, really, really cool because I listened to him in with the dub. But in the sub, I felt like his character was like more what's the word? I can't think of a word. Sexy.
Oof. Ooh, still sexy in the sub. Oof.
Sexy, and I know it.
I don't think that's the word I wanted to use, but okay, I'm done. I'm done talking. Just leave me alone.
Anyway, right? So, see, you hear Sesshomaru, and Sesshomaru sounds like such a man, and then you have this guy, Milord.
Okay. Here we go with Jaken. Jaken, even though he sounds like garbage and trash, it fits him because later he is garbage and trash. And I love it because it fits.
He straight up becomes comic relief.
Yeah, in the beginning, Jaken was came off as a tough character, right? Because he took on like a horde of humans, like soldiers, with just the slamming down of his staff, and then and then a few seasons later, you know, he's Jaken.
There's no way to explain.
He's just Jaken. Yeah.
Dude, do you know what I thought was crazy? So in the sub, Jaken's voice is so deep. Yes, says Shomaru.
Oh yeah. Is it really that deep?
It's really deep. Notice. It's super deep.
It's deeper than the English dub, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Or yeah.
And I was completely taken back by that. I was like, is that my boy Jaken? Is that my boy? Says Shomaru over here. Anyway, so we get introduced to Sesshomaru and Jaken, right? And they're looking for the grave of their father because Sesshomaru is after his father's treasure, which we find out to be the Tessaiga.
Which, by the way, we were like surprised that the spelling for Tessaiga was different.
Oh, I guess I could kind of go into that. In English, so apparently there's a mistranslation for the sword. So if you actually look at the hiragana for Tessaiga, it reads Tetsaiga, right? So if you read it like that, it reads like Tetsaiga. But what actually happens is the tsu on the second character is actually a subscript. And what that emphasizes in Japanese reading is that you put more emphasis on the syllable afterwards. So it should have been Tetsaiga. So there's a more s. But Viz screwed up. We didn't know any better, so it was just Tetsaiga to us for the longest time. And what was weird was I never thought of it as wrong because Tetsu in Japanese means iron. Yeah. And I was like, okay, that's not a wrong word. So let's go with it. So they're looking for this fang, right? They're going from grave to grave, trying to find out where Sesshomaru and InuYasha's father was buried. And eventually we find out that Sesshomaru and InuYasha's father was buried in InuYasha's eyeball. That is a great hiding place. No one would you ever think about that?
The riddle for it was like seen but not seen. Right? Like that was the riddle for that their father left behind in his legacy was that one riddle to find that the Tetsaiga
is seen but not seen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. This is just coming from memory. I'm not reading from like any source or anything.
Yeah.
But as great as it is, I will say one thing though. Even though this is the next arc, I find it kind of strange at the moment. You remember the first episode where, you know, obviously the centipede spider, it's like, oh, you have something that I want. You have the jewel. What? What do you mean? It's inside your body. What?
Oh.
Hold on. And then we're going to the next arc where we meet Sesshomaru. It's like, oh, we the treasure or the gateway to the treasures inside your eye. Wait, hold on. Another piece of jewel that's in somebody's body? How do you not notice that?
That one was hidden better, my boy.
In your eyeball.
Yeah,
in your
there
eyeball,
was a
your pupil.
riddle for it, okay? Were you not listening?
Yeah, there was a riddle, Shang.
Was there a riddle for Kagome's
It was hidden
jewel
by
in the body?
riddle plot magic, Shang. You gotta understand.
Yeah, plot magic. Okay?
Plot magic.
Plot magic. So eventually, we find out that the grave is inside InuYasha's eyeball, and I just want to say for the record, if I ever die, bury my sword inside my son's eyeball too. So they go into the grave and they start fighting, you know, and you see Tessaiga like at the bottom of, I believe it's like the dad's skeleton in like a pedestal, right? And like Sesshomaru tries to pull it out, he fails. InuYasha tries to pull it out, he fails. And what I always found was funny is they're fighting over this sword that looks like it's so rusty and will just snap in two because there's no depth in the animation. It's like a straight line for the sword.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is it, the best sword ever. What, you gonna kill me with tetanus or something? Ah! InuYasha and Sesshomaru start fighting, and then Kagome is kind of like, don't worry, InuYasha, I'll protect you. And she like grabs the sword and pulls it out. By accident. Like, yeah. I feel like she just randomly grabs it and pulls it out. And she's like, whoops. Yeah. And then eventually she hands it over to InuYasha. They start fighting. And the sword's like kind of crappy, right? It's not like really doing anything.
It's just a toothpick.
Yeah. And Sesshomaru kind of just gets impatient. He's like, whatever, we'll finish this. He transforms into a full demon, turns into a dog demon.
Which was amazing, by the way. As a child, that transformation was iconic. Like, yeah. I remembered that transformation for like seasons afterwards. And I always like look back and thought like, remember that time Sesshomaru turned into a dog?
That was probably where all their animation budget went.
I must have not really liked Sesshomaru because I don't remember that as a kid.
Oh, it was such a good transformation.
Because I would have thought more of the sword over his transformation.
Well, the sword changing was really cool too, but I don't know. I think I had a huge thing for like animated beasts and stuff. So
I'm not discrediting how much you thought that was. I'm just saying I don't remember that as a kid.
Oh, okay.
I remember that part pretty fondly on my end. The part I felt a little bit let down about was actually the first time Tetsaiga transforms, it doesn't transform on screen, right?
Yeah, I didn't like that.
It's just glowing and it's just going straight up Sesshomaru's arm as he's cutting it off, and then you're like, what the heck? What is that?
We didn't get to look at it properly. Like, we didn't get to see it transform at all. Like, when he pulls it out of the sheath, that's usually when it transforms. And then he, like, poses with it, and it looks awesome. But the first episode, he just, like, pulls it out. Well, no, he just slashes it, honestly. And then he just has it.
Yeah, it was a little bit anticlimactic, but I do have a theory. I have a theory that they spent the entire episode's budget on Sesshomaru's transformation. And then they're like, hold up. We gotta do this thing over here. What? We got $5 left. Just do it like this. Okay, let's go. But I think that wraps up the 7 episodes that we watched, right? So eventually, InuYasha kind of wins, quote unquote, in the battle versus Sesshomaru. Sesshomaru and Jaken flee, and we're left with InuYasha in possession of his father's sword, Tetsaiga.
And he randomly had that sheath too.
Oh yeah. Where did the sheath come from?
Plot magic, like you guys been telling me.
Plot magic.
No, bad budgeting. That one was bad budgeting.
His sheath is actually really important too.
I know, right?
And he suddenly had it.
You never see it anywhere in any of the scenes. Like, I could understand if they just like kind of hit it somewhere on the ground, like, oh look, the sheath is over there. But it just does not exist until they come out of the portal and his sword's in a sheath. They're like,
yeah, his sword even also has like a rope for it or something for his sword, and he has a sheath for it. He's like fully equipped with a sword and sheath, and it just doesn't make sense.
It reminds me of like if you go to like one of those like hobby stores and you like buy a sword and it's like, oh, if you buy a sword you'll get a free sheath or something. Like, here's your free sheath, InuYasha. Enjoy your new sword. Yeah, but what'd you guys think of the first 7 episodes?
I really liked it because it was a nostalgic recap on the anime, especially for the beginning, because it's the beginning of the anime. You get introduced to InuYasha and Kagome and Kaede, who is the best character, by the way, with her accent.
Kaede?
Oh. Yeah, Kaede with her accent, and also one thing that I want to bring up about Kaede is that, do you think she's Commando?
Of course.
Huh?
Okay, let's play a game. Okay, I'm gonna name a character. You say yes or no, and the question is, are they going Commando? Okay. InuYasha.
Yes.
Kagome.
No.
Yes. Yes. Because
No.
there's an episode where Kagome is cleaning her clothes, and all you see is her shirt and her skirt.
Okay,
And
we're
she's
not.
butt naked.
There's not enough information for that one.
She's
Then
butt naked.
it's like
You
there's like
think
a 50. There's like 50-50 on this answer.
There's a scene where she's wearing Kikyo's clothes. Do you think she's wearing underwear in that scene?
Now we're
In
talking
those
about
clothes?
after, then no, before yes.
But what happened to the underwear then?
Yeah, what happened to the underwear? She wasn't even wearing a bra. There was no bra hanging
That's
on that.
true.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kagome's going commando.
Are you saying that Kagome's a savage and never cleaned it?
But she was swimming, okay? That part.
And then she could probably clean it before and let it dry after.
But where was it in the episode? We never saw it.
You don't have to see it. It's just like the sheath. You don't have to see it. It's just there.
Oh, you take a shower, you'll get complimentary bra and underwear. with it.
That's right.
You know what they say. Commando until proven not commando.
Yes,
There you
exactly. That's the code that we're gonna go by when watching this show now. We're gonna think Kaede is going commando until we see proof that she has underwear. If not, we're just gonna think she's going commando until then.
Yes. All right, let's keep going. Miyoga.
Miyoga? Oh, Miyoga. Oh my god.
Always.
I really like
Always.
I
Always
loved Miyoga,
commando.
yeah.
Always.
Wait.
We're so going.
Wait. I got off track. I thought we were talking about the character. Oh,
No.
you're talking about if he's going commando. Oh no. I don't want to think of Commando Miyoga. Oh no.
Always.
Jaken.
I imagine him with like frilly pink underwear.
Oh no. Okay. You know what? The best one is, do you think that Sashomaru's clothes are a part of him? Because when he transforms into a dog,
That's
where
true.
does his clothes go?
Yeah, and he just only wearing them too after he turns back into his human form.
Right? So are his clothes a part of him?
I don't think so because there are scenes where he is shirtless.
What if he just dresses up quickly?
He just throws it off.
Yeah, he dresses up so
Transformed.
fast. He dresses up like Sailor Moon. You know, he goes in that orby glow thing, and he's dressing up like Sailor Moon. If you zoom in on that orb, you can actually see his hand. You know, with the little rod and the nails glowing.
Dude, we're like the Sherlock Holmes of InuYasha.
We are,
We're
like,
solving the
really-
mysteries.
The important mysteries of InuYasha.
You know what InuYasha? You know what InuYasha could do with a MeUndies sponsorship. They all need some MeUndies in their
we all
life.
need
Oh
MeUndies
god,
in
that
our
would be
life.
a great
Plug
segue if we had,
this
a
could be like
sponsorship.
a great commercial in our podcast. Like, by the way, this podcast was brought to you by MeUndies. Use the promo code. I can't fucking think of one.
All right. That ends our segment of Commando or not. I don't think we need to bring that segment back. I think it's good for one round.
Okay, what were we talking about again? Oh yeah, we're talking about what we thought of the episodes 1 to 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed it. I felt like it was a great nostalgia trip getting back into the series when we finished the 7th episode. I definitely wanted to watch more. It was so hard to not continue. But in watching it now, what I realize is that there are a lot of up in the air questions of just about InuYasha and like things you have to accept in order to enjoy it. You know, like if you think too much, it becomes a really big mess. Kind of like Kagome goes into the past. Everything she does in the past, is it affecting the future in some way?
You also have to accept the fact that she's going back and forth and accepting the facts. Like, yeah, it's whatever. And her mom's like,
Yeah.
where do you go? Or miss school. It's whatever.
Yeah, right. She's the worst student ever.
How did she graduate?
Yeah, what?
Bring a bike with me to the past. Gets it up
Yeah.
the well, no problem. What?
How did
yeah.
she do that with no
and-
rope? There was no rope in that scene. The bike just comes out of the well.
I know, right? And then, like, she brings back a backpack and it's, like, kind of small. You know, like, later on in the series, that backpack is humongous.
Yeah.
Like, yo, girl, you must have a strong back and legs to carry that backpack.
Yeah, I've been working out,
And doing my squats.
There's also the fact that her mom is so accepting about this.
I know, right? You going back into the past to hang out with your half dog, half human girl boyfriend?
That's
Yeah.
right.
And she just so supportive of it too. Like, oh, bring him this and bring him that. I know it's like super dangerous and that, you could die at any moment. But here, take some extra ramen cups with you for your fans.
Yes, ramen cups. How about you, Shing? How did you feel about the first 7 episodes?
It's great. Like you said, trying not to think too much about it and enjoyed it as much as I could. And I definitely wanted to watch more for sure. I had to, after we watched that 7th episode, it took me everything to not pull it up on Netflix and continue it. I had to find a whole new anime to get myself interested into before I continued watching more InuYasha. Because even though, from the conversation we had before, it's like, isn't the experience different since it's subbed? I'd say no, honestly. It's about the same experience I get from watching the dub from memory. And it's about everything I remember, sort of. Except missing some key parts. Like the transformation I neglected as a child.
Yeah. I think from scene to scene, everything really was still really powerful, regardless of if I was watching in English or in Japanese. But I think there were some moments in the English dub where I just cracked up because of how amateur anime was back in the day. One of the things was it looked like people were just speaking into Rock Band mics. Like, the difference between English and Japanese was night and day. Like, the Japanese audio sounded like it was like recorded in a studio, whereas like the English one was kind of like they're using their first mic. Like, you remember when you guys first got into streaming, you just have your default first mic, and it was like the worst mic in the world.
Like the one I'm using now for this
No.
podcast.
No.
And then like you eventually upgrade, and then like it gets better, right? I'm sure the audio does get better, but I bet you the starting budget for Viz Media back then with InuYasha probably wasn't that great. But I just cracked up because when you hear Jaken's VA, it just sounded like he showed up at the studio one day. They didn't realize he was there, and they just gave him one of those like random plug-in USB mics that were like just completely made out of plastic. Like, here, speak into this. Okay.
And say these lines.
Milord. So in episode 2, there is a random villager that just says a line in English that makes no sense, and I'm gonna put Mio on the spot and have her just reenact that moment for us.
Okay. Alright. Lady Kaede, methinks mayhap that we might have chanced the centipede.
Yes.
Now if anyone can tweet at us with the hashtag anime rewind podcast with what you think that meant, we'll give the winner something. Yeah, that's how you get people to listen, by the way. Yeah.
Whoa, cut that out. Cut that out. You're not supposed to say that.
I'll re-record that part later. Wait. We need a good hashtag. What should our Twitter hashtag be?
Commando Kaede.
Commando Kaede.
No.
Oh no.
It's perfect.
I'm pretty sure it's not taken. All right.
Oh no.
Okay, so if anyone has an interpretation to what that line means, tweet at us with the hashtag Commando Kaede, and we will give the winner something special. There you go. That's it. That's the podcast. That's it.
Oh my lord.
All right. You know what? No.
Goodness.
Okay. Let's take a moment. Let's all three of us try to figure out what he was trying to say. When he says, methinks mayhap we had the chance the centipede or something like that. What was he trying to say? Because I had no idea. When I heard that, I rewinded that episode 4 times just to listen to it, because I thought
I couldn't stop laughing.
I thought that my brain had broken. I was like, did I just hear what I heard?
I thought it was so funny because it just showed how different or low budget the voice acting was, or even just the Just the fact that the budget was low, I feel like that was what was going on there.
Do you think the guy had that one line like he was just an extra and he just
Oh.
choked mad hard?
yeah.
He either choked real hard or he just like, you know what, impromptu, just come up with something for this character.
Impromptu, yep.
It's like, we gotta match the lips.
Improv.
I got you covered.
It's like, this is the setting. You are in ancient, in a like old era Japan. I need you to go for it. What? All right. Me thinketh. What? No one else talks like that. What are you doing?
Look, I at least understood Lady Kaede and I understood Centipede.
Yeah.
That was it.
Lady Kaede's voice, though, her accent, she has a very strong accent in the first like 2 episodes, and then I noticed that it starts to die down. Yeah, it starts to ease out throughout the episodes.
Yeah, for sure. It starts off pretty harsh. Like this,
I feel like that's what was kind of influencing that guy to say that line in that episode. Because I feel like they were trying to go for like a more medieval, like not medieval, but feudal time language, like accent. Yeah.
I agree with you. I think that is definitely what happened. And that.
But boy, that is funny though.
Oh man, that should be like that. Look, every good podcast needs like a sign off, right? That should be our sign off. We need a good one, and I think if we just go, that's been our podcast. Methinks mayhap we had the chance to centipede or whatever he said. That's our sign off.
Methinketh this great podcast. All right, podcast over. What? It's
Methinks
not over.
mayhap the
Lady
podcast.
Kaede, methinks mayhap that we might have chanced the podcast.
Oh,
What?
that's perfect.
All right.
That's our sign off. We found it. We found it. All right. The next topic that I wanted to bring up really quickly was animation wise. How do you feel the animation held up after 19 years? I personally thought it looked great. I mean, the episode was still in full screen, like 4:3.
Yeah.
But like everything was really good. The only thing that really stood out to me were these very obvious scenes where rather than have a character move from point A to point B, they do fade-ins of still images to get them from A to B. But I think that was a budgeting thing. I don't think that was actually like...
For me on this topic, I'm very biased on this segment because I love old school animation compared to what we have now. Because it just only feels nostalgic. I miss that so much compared to what we have now. So this is where I stand at the moment.
It was beautiful. Like even the backgrounds, the stills, I think they were hand drawn back then or something like that. But like, you know, you don't get those kind of backgrounds these days. Like everything's more dynamic.
I really like the animation. I feel like the animation held up to today's standards, but I also noticed that it's mainly because there's a lot of close-ups with the characters, so you don't notice these you don't notice the low tier animation.
That is true. Like in other animes, when you zoom out, the characters' faces become less detailed and they just get these goofy looking like faces. Like they just look really dorky or like cross-eyed or like they don't even have a mouth anymore. And yeah, I think you bring up a really good point that there are a lot of close-ups in InuYasha. I didn't actually notice that. I'll probably pay attention after this.
That exactly sounds like Dragon Ball Super when it first came out.
That's not an old animation.
No.
That's not old anime, but boy, they treat it like old anime.
It's true. The animation was very crappy at the beginning of that one. What was I gonna say? I guess that makes us all animation experts now, right?
Apparently.
Yeah. All right. If you guys ever need have any questions about animation, just hit one of us three up. You know, just shout us out. Be like, hey, animation expert, I'm working on something. Can you give me some tips? And we'll be like,
close-ups.
More close-ups.
Yep, close-ups. All the close-ups.
Close-up.
And bigger anime eyes, please.
Yeah, bigger anime eyes. And remember the golden anime rule: commando until proven not commando.
That should actually be our sign off. Commando until proven not commando. That's
all right. I guess we're going back to the drawing board on this. We're going back to the drawing board on this on this sign off. That'll be our. All right, rename the podcast Commando Kaede. Let's go. No one's gonna listen to us.
No one's gonna listen past this point. I feel like no one's listening now.
Look, I'm sure there's some very loyal listeners out there. Tweet at us #Commando Kaede. We'll include your name in the next podcast to give you a thanks for listening.
Those of you who are still listening, please retweet #Commando Kaede and we will say your name in the next podcast.
And that was our 7-episode experience. So I think the unanimous decision here was that 7 episodes was too short. So I decided next time, instead of watching 7, we're going to actually watch 10. So we're going to go from 8 to 17, which is going to get us through a good chunk of more introductions of new characters, as well as it starts to set up some of the reoccurring antagonists that we're going to be seeing in this throughout this entire series. So I think this next chunk is going to be really exciting for us. 1 through 7 was like us revving up the engines and starting to accelerate, but 8 to 17 is where things really start to get rolling, and so I'm pretty excited for it.
I'm excited too. I'm really excited.
I'll start up tonight. Oh wait, we're waiting.
Tomorrow is like, oh Shang, you're done with it already? Yeah, I finished the whole series.
Yes.
What, Shang? I said 17.
Oh, I thought you said finish it. I didn't know. I didn't realize.
Thank you for watching our podcast. This has been Anime Rewind. If you enjoyed our content, remember to please shout us out on Twitter using the #Commando Kaede. And remember, Commando until proven not Commando. My name is Luffy. Later.
My name is Shang. Bye-bye.
And my name is Mio. Have a good night.